Tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio, dropping knowledge in the studio you already know.
Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. This is, I don't even want to say my name anymore. We up to almost 200, but for the people who don't know us, this Prince Hakeem.
Hey, this is your man Ronnie Ron. Hey, Hakeem, you gotta let the people know who you are each and every time we log in, because we got each and every day and each and every week. They'll be like, who the hell are these guys? So you gotta let them know who we are.
No, you're right. You're right. You're 100% right. And I was thinking, since we hitting that big 200, like we 200 years old, I'm thinking like, man, they should already know us by now.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. And not only that, but I want to give a shout out to my family. You know, this past week was my birthday. Man, we had an awesome time.
Happy birthday.
Guy, but he sure to make sure to give his donation.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
We had an awesome time. It was like a blast.
Hey boy, I see them strippers in the back. They was twerking. They was
don't give them too much information, because then now they're gonna want to Google like, oh my God, what you guys are doing? You know, but all I'm just saying now, we just had an awesome time being with family and friends. It was great, man. Great time, man.
No, definitely. Hey, and shout out to your brother for organizing it. He looked like he did a real good job.
Yeah, my brother Ray, my brother Ryan, my brother Ray. Yeah, they did an amazing job, man. Shout out to them, man. They're amazing. They're the greatest, man.
Y'all was on that yacht doing your thing, looking like ballers.
Because that's what we do. When we on a podcast, we gotta be like ballers.
Hey, man, tell me about it, man.
It was awesome. Great time, man. Great time. But the thing is, I ain't gonna lie, this one here, I had to hit you up because we always mention it time and time again on the podcast about single mothers.
Yeah.
But now this one is very severe, because this one happened in like mid-October. It was a single mother of two killed herself because she was dealing with depression and stress for raising her kids alone.
Yes. Whew. This is a tough one, man, because you know, me and you, we have family members, sisters and aunts who are single mothers. You know what I mean? And I've seen the effect of how depression plays in their lives. You feel what I'm saying? And what it means and how it can affect them mentally, emotionally, and physically. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about that is, I don't think a lot of women sit back. And ladies, here's the thing. I don't want y'all to jump down me and my friend's throat. We don't know nothing about motherhood. We don't have kids. But listening, you have to hear from different perspective. But looking from somebody from the outside looking in, if you know there's a lot that goes into single motherhood, and a lot of y'all who know y'all can't do it by yourselves. You feel me? Why would you have a baby with somebody who's not going to help you? Because a lot of that is linked from being outcast from the family, and the father of the kids is not helping. You feel what I'm trying to say? And then the thing about it is, they'll blame that on the father of the kids, say he's a piece of this. Sometimes we don't even hear the daddy's story on why he's not with her. Maybe he didn't want to be with her. You feel me?
Good point. And not only that, but sometimes, because remember, like I said, we tend to do, especially as men, we always tend to take the woman's side and not hearing the other side of the man, because sometimes the men do want to get involved in the kids' life. It'd be the mother that'd be pushing them away because she wanted to get government assistance, food stamps, and housing as well. So the system is set up in a way that for you to get those things, the father has to be out of the home.
100%.
So that does play a part. And now when stuff like that happens, and you know, women ego tend to get involved because now they're getting support from the government. They always say, I don't need a man for nothing.
Yeah.
Especially in the Black community, you know, you see that to happen all the time. So what did the man do? The man said, okay, you got me on child support, and now that you're getting the assistant, I might as well just leave, because now the government now became your daddy.
100%. But let's dig a little deeper than this. We've been seeing lately, and tragically, the young lady who killed herself in Texas. She even wrote on Facebook prior before doing it. Mind you, she took somebody else's life when she drove into another car. She was killed instantly and put the other person in the hospital. And a lot of people would look at that. I said, that's not right because you took away somebody's family and you're blaming it on other people. Now, the thing I want to unpack from this whole situation, a lot of us come from broken homes.
Facts.
A lot of us come from broken homes.
Yes.
And it's not, and we can't blame you for coming from a broken home. We're not going to point the fingers on this, but where I am going to blame you is not trying to go get help. You feel what I'm trying to say? Understanding your capabilities of what you're able to do or not to do. Some of y'all are not even capable to raise these kids by yourself, but you still have them. And mind you, I'm going to say something that might not sound right. Instead of you killing yourself or hurting your babies, put your babies up for adoption.
Yeah, that's a good option. That's a great option.
You see what I'm saying? Or give your babies to the girl who couldn't have no kids or nothing, because they'll probably be in a better situation than you be in them. Because it's a known fact statistically. A lot of them praise these single moms who have certain kids, and they say, hey, my kid did this and that. Out of the few who become successful, there's 1,000 of Ray Rays getting killed. There's thousands of Ray Rays in prison right now, watching other men drop soap. Slip.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So when we start to deal with the postpartum depression, and the depression might comes to your decision-making skills and saying to yourself, I just had a baby. I didn't think about it. And mind you, here's the thing. A lot of these girls have babies with dudes they don't even know.
Yep. That's also true. Yes.
You don't know where this guy come from. You barely know his name. You know his street name. He doesn't sign a birth certificate. The baby has your last name. You're stressed. Your mom kicked you out the house because she told you not to be fast. And the thing about it is now you're suffering a consequence because not a lot of family members are going to stick by when they told you to go do this the right way. Marry before you carry.
Yeah. And the whole point of people don't understand, the whole point of them mentioning marry before you carry, because then you have that support system of the man who's able to support you in any area that you're not able to support yourself. So that means also financially. And remember now, since women now became so to the point like, oh, I'm so independent, I don't need a man for nothing. This is a prime example that women do need a man. Because when it comes to stuff, when they're dealing with a child, sometimes that burden of a child could be so overwhelming for the woman.
Oh my God.
She can't do two things at one time.
No, she
women,
can't.
even though women are they are natural at multitasking. But when it comes to a child, that's a whole nother ball game. And mine is a child of 2, so she has 2 kids. So that's 2 of the headache, 2 of the stress, and now that is also a financial burden because remember, each child I think approximately is like $1,000 for each.
Yep. $250,000 in the whole lifetime.
You see what I'm saying? So that's more financial burden on her. But if women, that's why I always tell men, and I talk to men that's older than me as well, that because me, I want to be able to install this into my kids, especially if I have a daughter, tell her the same thing that hey, you need a man. I think that's the thing that most women are not being taught. That most women are taught to be independent, which is good. You're supposed to be independent. You're supposed to take yourself, but also you need help as well.
No, definitely. And the thing about it is, when you become a single mom, you have no choice but to become independent because nobody's not going to help you with the child. The thing we're trying to tell you to prevent you from getting into these postpartum depression and all these negative things that are going to happen, wisely make a decision before you lay down and who you sleep with. Now, mind you, fast forward, if you do make dumb decisions, you have to not start thinking strategically, to start thinking about, hey, I'm a single mom. I'm getting depressed. I'm dealing with mental health issues. Instead of putting your children through chaos, it's better to put your children in a safe position where you go get some help and then you come back. You feel me? We're not blaming you. That's why I say when we're speaking of love. And we're trying to tell you to understand that, hey, what are you doing? It's not working. It's not working for you. You feel me?
Not only that, my only question is too, where's the friends? Because you know how the girls always say, oh, you don't need a man and this and that. Look what happened when a person is dealing with depression, and like her friends was nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
You know what I'm saying? And they be quick to tell you don't need a man.
Yeah.
But where was there to help her out in her time of need?
nowhere to be found ain't the word. These people are non-existent. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's around. But not only they, though, I don't know if you've been noticing this. A lot of stuff that we used to do back in the days growing up, a lot of girls are going through it right now. You'll notice that. You remember back in the 90s when we was growing up, if you got pregnant, you got kicked out your house.
Mm-hmm.
The family outcast you. Sometimes you disappear and they'll send you up north with an auntie or something like that.
No, but I think, remember back then in the 90s, it was like more shame. Now I think it's more encouraged for women to get pregnant because now people are taking pictures on Facebook. Instagram.
Oh yeah. You're right, but here's the thing: you notice something. The family members are not in there in those pictures.
Oh yeah, that's true too. There is no family.
You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. There is I agree with you on this one. There is an encouragement to have kids out of wedlock and not to be married, because you know you know you're winning if you're married. That's how we count numbers here, is marriage. But hey, who are us to tell a woman what to do with her body? We're just men who don't have no kids, men who are of age and understand the whole thing. So is this all about being responsible? Because here's the funny thing. Like my two sisters, they're a single mom. You feel me? One didn't have the amount of support the other one had. You feel me? I'm trying to say? And that could be selective too, because my older one wanted to go off and do her own thing. So life was a little bit rough for her when she left her support system. My younger one was around and we was the support system for her. So her life was a little bit more easier in a sense where I don't think that she had to really stress about a lot of stuff because there was people to help. So, you know what I mean? A lot of these people who are falling into these because there's no one to help. Or can I be real with you about this?
Right.
What if these people had mental health issues before they even had to?
Yeah.
We're talking about single mama depression. What if you was already a whack job before you even had a baby and you didn't even know it?
Which is true.
You feel what I'm trying to say? Because here's the thing. Black people, majority of Black and Hispanics don't go see therapists.
Yeah.
We don't get
a lot of unresolved issues.
Yeah. We don't get a full mental health checkup for the traumas we done seen and went through. A lot of us go about life daily normal like it's okay. So when you have a baby, you think it's just a normal thing, not knowing that you're unhealthy and unfit to raise a child.
Yep. Because to raise a child, you're right about that. You got to have a mental capacity because remember, like I said, it's stress level. It's a stress level now, and that is a form of maturity. That I would say not everybody are made to have kids.
No.
Right now at the moment, especially at a certain age. I know they say at a certain age women do become barren or they're not able to have kids. But however, I think at a certain point, if a woman's like 18, 19, it do become extremely hard for them to have that mental capacity of handling a child, especially a child of 2.
No, definitely. I say, and here's the funny thing is, there's something called natural selection. And I think we should need to follow that. I think just because you want a baby doesn't mean you deserve to have a baby. Because you want to know why? You might make that baby life. There's a lot of men who will never breed, who will never have kids.
Yeah, same as women, correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of men who died in wars and guys who's never even been able to produce an heir. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it should be the same situation for that so we can start to protect the kids because at the end of the day, the kids are the ones that are getting hurt. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Yep, because now the mother's dead and now there's 2 kids without no mother and also no father.
Man,
so the kids end up in the system anyway.
Now, mind you, here's the funny thing is that girl in Texas who killed herself, I think her mother was a single mother.
Domino effect.
You know what I mean? And I'm trying to think of the whole situation where it's just sad, man.
It is sad. That was it. Thinking about it is sad because, and the first thing in my mind, when I saw this article and the reason why I brought it up today, because when I saw this article and you see like, she's a good looking woman. Good mother.
She's biracial. She's half Black and half white.
Yeah. Very pretty.
Yeah.
Very woman. and to see her to take her life because knowing that that she needed help, but was afraid to ask for help. And that's the problem with these women today. They are so in tune with their ego, like their ego won't even allow them to ask for help. And that's the issue we're having in this today's society with today's women, because the women now feel like they go by what they feel, so they feel like they got everything under control, which they don't. This right here, time is down for it. That's why I shared it on my Facebook page, so women can see it on my Facebook page who follow me. They can see that, look, at the end of the day, you need to ask for help.
Definitely. And I was wondering what they say. Here's the thing. Let me read you the girl's last couple posts.
Go ahead.
She's saying, if anything ever happens to me, don't give my kids to their dad permanently, because if while I was alive, he couldn't take care of them. That's why wait till I'm gone? You hear that? She say, if anything happens, don't give her to the kid's dad. We still don't know what the situation on that. Here's the next thing.
Facts.
Having to do this parent-ish alone has really made me a lot stronger and showed me that I am capable of doing anything. But at the same time, I want to breathe. I want to be able to go to the restroom at least once without little kids following my aid. I want to be able to sleep in because I don't want to have to get up just because the kids are up. I want a break. I am comfortable enough to say now and give a F with no one saying because I'm human. Next one, mentally at my lowest. Next one, slowly losing my mind. Here's his say, checking out. I'm sorry, but I can't keep battling depression. To the ones that were really there, I love y'all. If I do succeed this, please make sure my kids are okay. Now, her name is Olivia Palmham. Kills herself after battling depression and stress of raising kids alone. Now we heard the post. She said she wanted a break. Well, you have to think that before you start taking the D. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
You have to think about that before you start getting your back blown out. They always blame us. Listen, they always blame us, but they never act. Listen, we don't make the choices on if you have an abortion or not. We can't control your body. Your body, your choice. I feel sorry for the young lady, but I want to ask her, broken homes make broken people. Let's unpack that. Broken homes make broken people. She grew up in a broken home with a black mom and a white dad, and the white dad was never around, having to deal with who she is as a person. Then she goes and have kids, two at that, probably thinking she was going to be able to keep the guy here. Didn't keep him at all. She could have been a sneaky link or a side chick. God bless her soul. I'm not talking bad about her. I'm just telling you what could have happened. We just read a post where she said she wanted to breathe. She wanted to be able to sleep in and not having to do this parent thing. If it was just that bad, why you just didn't put your kids up for adoption?
Because like I said, I'm just assuming because I don't know the whole story. But when you get into government assistance, that's the price you pay.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you mentioned that women are they're very quick to blame the man, but but no woman ever sit down and really think like, hey, a man also have feelings too.
Yeah, definitely.
Too. You don't know the whole story. That's why I say I'm not quick to judge anymore, because I say it's two parts to every story.
They are.
Take them out. You don't know she belittled him. You don't know she like, I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm gonna put you on child, like stuff like that. And then child support is the worst thing that ever happened to this man, to today's man. Child support. So that would say we don't really know the whole story.
We don't know the whole story.
Tragic thing that happened to this young lady.
Very tragic.
Destroyed by her own hands.
And mind you, she's a twin. She's a twin. Because I read this story and I was heartbroken. But the thing is, and we're gonna end it like this, ladies. We pray for y'all, and we just want you to think twice before you put yourself into a situation where it's going to be too much for you to handle. Marry before you carry. And mind you, before we leave, I want to read I'm gonna read these last couple things of what the people said in her comments. One woman said, so this guy wrote about it, and some people in their comments said that that's not always the case. You can be married with someone for 12, 13 years and leave you. Like, can someone for 15 years, their mask off, Evan with the ring, not going to make him stay? Being together for 15 years is not going to make him stay. Having kids is not going to make him stay. What needs to be done is dads growing a pair and teaching the boys to do the right things, to take two and not one. For those ladies who keep their kids away from good fathers, you also are the problem, like I said. So she bashes men and tries to pull men up. Next one. She just needed a little help, a little support. It just seems that no one was there for her. Just heartbreaking for her and her kids. One person says, I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. I have six and 2 are adult now, and I am raising the 4th alone in my home. They see their dad, but doing it alone is tough sometimes, but not really. And I was married for quite a long time too, and divorced close to 5 to 6 years ago. Another person said she could have given her kids homes with others and visit them instead of killing herself, or give them up for adoption. They do not. They do have open adoption. You remember I just said that. This somebody said in her comments. So sad to think the only way is to kill yourself. That's what the lady say. We need more help. We need more options for mental health. Here's another one. This is completely the other selfishness. Her kids are going to grow up and internalize the fact that their mother killed themselves to be free from them. You heard what this lady just said? She could have given them up for adoption. There are tons of great couples who can't conceive, would love to adopt. I'm so tired of selfishness we have as a society. Don't want your baby killed it before it's born. This is what this lady say. Don't want your baby, kill it before it's born. Can't handle them after they're here. Abuse or killed the child. You killed the child yourself. I swear on my life I can't. This is what the lady said. She said, this is what the lady said. I didn't even think about that, Ron. Those kids are now going to internalize that their mom did not want to be around them.
Damn.
Ladies, I want you to unpack that. And that's all I got to say.
You already know. That being said, KI Culture Radio.
We out.
Peace.
Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.